Hi, happy International Youth Day 2025. As we celebrate this day, whose theme is local actions for the SDGs and beyond, we bring to you a youth-led conversation. The PFM Bootcamp program targets university students, and here we endeavor to increase the participation of the youth in governance and budget-making processes with a focus on domestic resource mobilization. And in this podcast, we will be focusing on the linkage between progressive DRM processes and the realization of the SDGs commitment.
A beautiful International Youth Day to all the Kenyan youths and to the ones who are beyond our borders. We get to celebrate your creativity, your innovation, and your passion today. So with me is a brilliant young panel, and you're going to be delving into some relevant matters to us as young people in Kenya. So, gentlemen, to my left, you're a Kenyan youth. Paint us a picture of what that is and the kind of challenges you face.
So thank you very much, first of all, Charlie, for having or hosting us here. My name is Davis Washira. I am a final year student at the Kenyatta University School of Law. Being a youth today is living, we are sitting on the fence. Yes, on one side, we are told we have potential. On the other side, we face a lot of pressure. We are ambitious, yes, but we also face a lot of uncertainty. And it's because partly we grew up knowing that we were expected to be creative, we expected to be the entrepreneurs of tomorrow, but today is the present, and we are the youth now, and so many challenges affect us.
Beautiful, lovely response, Davis. Thank you so much.
My name is Lizzie Felicia, a recent graduate of Kenyatta University. Being a youth in Kenya means living in a country that is full of potential, but we do have small issues that can be fixed. As a recent graduate who just finished school recently, I've faced unemployment with if you look at the curriculum of Kenya, we have over 1 million graduates from every university. But the big question is, do you have job opportunities for them all?
Thank you so much, Lizzie Felicia, for your response. Naenjoy venye mmeongelelea the kind of problems tunapitia, and it's ironic, Kenya harbors some of the most fertile lands, right? And we also have such a big young population, yeah? But then, do you know the average age of a farmer is 60 years? Kwa country imejaa youth. What kind of solution can we have to mitigate the hunger problem? Because clearly we have the numbers, clearly we have the land. What do you think as a youth tunaweza fanya to sort hii mambo ya njaa? Davis, what do you think?
What we could do perhaps is try thinking about smarter solutions to our food. Hydroponic farming, for instance, where we don't necessarily rely on soil, we can try and plant food using water and nutrients. You know, if we have students from the agriculture sector going as extension officers, trying to tell the youth, educate us and tell us, hey, you can simply use water to plant this particular food and you can sell it and some income, na bado utakuwa unasaidia ku increase the amount of food that's there in the market.
Actually, I want to about Kenya Davis amesema mayouth wanasomea law, wanasomea engineering, wanasomea all these big titles, right? But does that translate into the youth are not being encouraged to get into agriculture, basically? Do you think encouraging the youth to get into agriculture basically inaweza saidia kupropel historia kumaliza njaa? Lazy.
Like for us, the youth, we have the strength. Most of us are jobless. Let me just say unemployed. So you find most people they get out of the rural areas to come to urban areas because of they want the white collar jobs. We are forgetting that in the rural areas, you also have a larger percentage of the youth who are living there. They have access to land, but now it becomes a problem because the government is supposed to give them loans, to give them grants, and even tools they can use for farming, and l- eventually itasaidia kukab the issue with hunger. So we curb hunger. In some sense, it's going to provide employment opportunities to the youth. So I think when it comes to farming and the agriculture thing, we lack support from the government. So I think if the government ikitushikilia mkono, in a way, we are going to curb the hunger issues in Kenya.
Thank you so much. I feel like we can water it down to say that we need the government to implement policies that are supporting young farmers, and of course financial support, and of course seedlings, things of the such. And one thing for sure, you cannot be productive if you are unhealthy, right? So in our country, we have now the Social Health Authority, which is the main entity that is propagating the UHC, which is Universal Healthcare Agenda. So what do you guys think? Lizzie, what do you think about this funding model, especially in consideration of the youth who come from low or no income earning households? Healthcare ni affordable kwa mtu kaa huyo. Unafilaje?
I think we lack proper guidelines that stipulate how the SHA thing should work. Like, for instance, I'm unemployed, so where am I really going to get the money to pay the 300 bob for my health? So sometimes you go to the hospital and they ask if you have the SHA medical cover. It does not cover all the cost. So it becomes hard, like for a normal citizen that is an unemployed youth to get better medical services and things like that. So it's really hard.
Ni nini tunaweza ambia government ndo ilete my youth into the conversation table, sindio, into the decision making table? So first of all, ni forums gani my youth wako nazo currently wanaweza utilize to make sure their voices are heard and whatever it is they're advocating for? Na pia ni nini tunaweza ambia gava tukiwaambia we want a seat at the table because decisions mna make zina to affect and we want a say, right? So tuambie.
Kama si gava ni nani? Kama ni sisi ama ni sisi kwa sisi. Lakini nakumbuka, I remember seeing TV, it was on TV. Unajua zile debates za asubuhi where we have our members of parliament and perhaps an expert on something. And so this particular day there was a cabinet secretary and akasema the government lives in perpetuity. So kama gava ina live in perpetuity, mbona basi the more concentrated age groups are the ones that are way higher than the age groups where the youth belong. So why don't we have many youth representing us in parliament? Why don't we have most youth or many youth in the cabinet seats where they influence policy directly? To be even more precise, such budget policy documents in Kenya, kuna a myriad of them, ni mingi sana. And every time there's a policy document, there's an opportunity for public participation. And every time there's an opportunity for public participation, youth can engage there very actively. You see, ndio tuko na sauti.
I think public participation is one thing, but also the effectiveness of it. Mnasikiza ma youth kweli? I think maybe only one thing inaweza discourage public participation, kwenda kuharibu mate na na hakuna kitu mnafanya. Tunachapa story tuambia shida iko hapa na hakuna kitu mnafanya. That's amazing. But public participation bado, it's such a core platform for the youth to speak on the policies they want to see on the floor. I'd like to ask a final question for you guys, to you guys. So nyinyi kama mayouth, ni priorities gani? Sababu needs ni endless, constantly needs ni kibao, so inabidi to prioritize. Nyinyi mnafikiria ni nini nafaa kuwa prioritized for the youth in our country? Na ukiwa na hiyo in mind, utaenda waambie gava nini, like explain yourself and what you will tell the government per se, so that they could actually pay attention to whatever it is you're saying in regards to the priorities you have in mind.
Okay, sawa. So, um, so my message to the government as Lizzie Felicia, a young youth living in the country, I'd say this: we want you to involve us in whatever you're doing, in your budget making processes. To involve, I think it's going to go a long way. Please support us by giving grants kwa hizi innovations and easy innovations and startups that most of the youth they come up with, but due to funding, they're not able to see the project through. So I think if you listen to us and give us his grants, support us, give us access to healthcare, give us policy frameworks zenye zina work. Yeah.
Davis, unasemaje?
What I think ni kama Lizzie angekuwa CS Youth Affairs, ningemwambia ende aseme that we need to look at two things broadly. Moja inaitwa social engineering and the other one is nation building. So we need social engineering is basically we are trying to change our social way of life. Okay, we need to change the social way of life of Kenya. We need to give Kenyans youth, kwanza tunafaa tujipea mindset ile ni sisi na hakuna wase ni sisi. So if we don't do it, no one else is going to do it. And then we need to look at nation building. Nation building sasa hapo ndio story ya tax inaingilia, because you can't build a nation without money. So hapo gava inafaa itupe do. Partly do inaongelelewa. Acha kwa wherever there is money, we need to be there.
That is lovely. I really love how you guys have really brought that forward. That basically, my youth, they are the untapped manpower potential. So mkiwapea bob pia wao wanarudisha na country na progress. So Davis na Lizzie mko na points freshi kabisa, relevant na zina make sense. So leo ni Youth Day, yeah? Tumebonga issues zina face my youth, nini tunaweza fanya kuimprove our current quality of living. So nawapea 1 minute each, mpe gava memo ya vitu mnaweza taka kuona, whatever it is you may regard as a message to them. You have 1 minute at your disposal to speak. Lizzie?
Okay, thank you. So to the government, a message I have for the government, I think you should involve us in whatever you're planning. I think we are the youth, we are full of strength, we are eager to learn, and I think we can learn through what you guys teach us in a way. Yeah, provide opportunities for us, give us employment opportunities, give us access to good healthcare that is affordable, to say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Kitu tunaweza ambia gava ni mtupatie capital. Make sure capital is accessible to each and every youth. As tusistruggle kutafuta do ya kwanza biashara. Because we have ideas, we are strong, we have insight, and we appreciate the guidance from the older generation, but we don't have the capital. Capital is the number one problem when it comes to youth trying to move from one stage to the other.
As you can see, panel imejituma, very enlightened and empowered youth ideologically, and we've had such an enlightening conversation that I hope pia nyinyi kama mayouth wenye mtasikiza hii conversation leo, you get to take something home with you, and you'll also get to talk to your friends about it, and of course mobilize the numbers, because we need you guys in the progress that we need to make as a country. Thank you so much, Lizzie and Davis. You have been an amazing panel. Mmebamba. Kuna kitu katikati ya masikio. Absolutely. So of course, thank you for being present with us, and that is us. Bootcampers out.